yourself till you come up with something spectacular. I was like, this
Say
dude
that
sound like a
again.
wrestling manager. Made me feel like I wanted to conquer the world. When the Taylor
Mm.
Brown t-shirt, I'm like, you damn right, Mean Gene.
I was about to say, what's he mean?
Ooh, yeah.
Let me tell you.
Welcome to the Candid Corner. This is the show that talks smack about everything from sports to movies to TV shows to music, and we most definitely rap hip hop right here. Your hosts, Coach Fa, Mr. Lewis, and MG the Great, bring it real straight to your face, baby. The Candid Corner.
And we are back. One more week. Once again, it's on. It's your main
Anybody
man,
got any
Coach
rocks?
Five.
It's that dude, Mr. Lewis.
It's your boy MG the Great,
What's
ready to get
happening,
down on
ladies
these
and gentlemen?
rocks.
Yes. What's
Back,
happening,
yo.
ladies and gentlemen? Yo, we are really appreciative that y'all tuning in, hanging out with us one more time. You know how we love to do it, doing it for y'all. We got a little lot to talk about, so I'm just gonna jump right on in with this week.
Welcome to Headline Issue.
Yeah. Well, first things first, man. I want to give a great shout out to all of the moms out there, Mother's Day style. You know what I'm saying? And Kwame had a little something for y'all too, so enjoy.
All right. Wonder if him and his cousin ever gonna get back in the studio and make some music together. Nice. It's good to see Kwame still doing his thing out here. I saw him on TikTok. He be showcasing. I guess he has a pretty extensive OG toy collection. He be like showcasing and whatnot.
Nah, he's an interesting cat, man. I dig son.
Yeah, I'm a blurred, so that's what's up.
I mean, I love how he continued to reinvent himself even after, the so-called Biggie diss, which I don't think it was an outright diss. I think he was just like rocking something on, rocking a fat line, and it just turned and ended up accidentally killing Kwame's resurgence as an MC.
Yeah.
But he was, producing for Vivian Green and a whole bunch of other people, so he's still wildly important, in doing this thing. So I know that Tom Brady has released a new Tom Bradyism that, once he quote unquote retires from football again, a la Brett Favre, he will be joining Fox Sports as a commentator, which I find wildly interesting for a couple of reasons, fellas. Number one, I don't know if it's quiet as kept or if it's like the known secret now that there was a whole different plan in effect until Bill Belichick had his senior moment and blew it all up to Brian Flores. Because apparently, Tom was going to go and play for the Dolphins after he retired from the Bucks. But he was only going to play there 1 year and then go upstairs and get himself an executive position of ownership or something like that within the Miami organization. And Sean Payton was supposed to come out of retirement to come coach that team. And that, quiet as kept, is why Brian Flores got fired, even though he had a positive record 2 years in a row. They were going to bring in Sean Payton. Brian Flores, unfortunately, did not like that plan. He did not like that idea whatsoever, and he wanted to keep his job, and that's fair. See, to me, this is just more of the Miami Dolphins' horrible ownership, leadership, direction, all of that. Just, I mean, it was an easy way to do it. You know, maybe keep Brian one more year with Tua. It don't work. Then you could say, okay, we did this, we tried this, it moved on smoothly. You know what I mean? But the way they did it, it was so wrong. And then Flores came out with the suit that Tom and his people was like, you know, we're going to wash our hands of this. No, thank you. So then that's how he went back to the Bucs. So now you're telling the Bucs, yeah, but I'm not staying. I'm going to go upstairs and do TV now since I can't be in ownership here or with Miami. This is a really interesting situation, but I think it's actually still fluid. I don't know. I know that you're going to see Tom on TV, but don't be surprised if he ends up in an owner's box at a theater near you sometime soon.
No, this is classic TV. Classic TV.
Okay.
All because this black dude wanted to keep his job. This is what's wrong with democracy.
You know what I mean?
This is what's wrong
You
with democracy.
foiled all of this, Flores, just because you wanted to keep your job.
So now he's going to get the side eye every room he comes in.
You know what
So
I
you
mean?
remember my saying back in the day, they always find a way to blame it on the black guy.
It's all his fault. He told us to get all those terrible wide receivers and Philbin as a coach and Adam Gase and you know what, Miami? Good luck to you, fans. Like,
No, he just had to go ahead and remind us that there's one less black coach in this league. Jesus.
Fair.
Oh, what was the plan? We was gonna bring in Sean. We was gonna get rid of the black guy and bring in Sean Payton.
Sean Payton.
Nobody was gonna notice. Okay, cool.
No, that was their play. Do it smooth, and then bring
Right on.
Because here it is. You're bringing Tom
Right on.
Brady as the quarterback, and all of a sudden that's the conversation, and
Right on.
everything else gets erased.
Nobody was gonna know because J-Lo was gonna be right there.
Yo, I see. Yeah, I missed y'all for real. Yes. Yo, so apparently the NBA has now changed the names of the Eastern and Western Conference trophies from who was it? Bob Cousy and Oscar Robertson to Larry Bird for the Eastern Conference, and now Magic Johnson for the Western Conference. And of course, you know, John B. wannabe Nick Wright crying, hey, this is an embarrassment. LeBron should. Will you shut up, man? First of all, the guy's playing. They're not going to name no trophy after a dude playing.
For real.
Let the dude retire. Secondly,
It's like a postage stamp.
you know what I mean? Secondly, if you didn't notice the first names on those trophies, that was from like the 60s era. These names are from the 80s era.
Yeah.
So the next renaming should be someone from the 90s era. And then years later, the next renaming should be 2000. You know what I mean? Every era needs to have its due. You don't erase other eras because you want your favorite player today to have every accolade that you deem him worthy for, whether anyone else does or not. But I will tell you, this tells me that they're probably going to actually change the logo probably within the next 5 years. What do y'all think of that?
I don't see it.
They just changed the trophies. They didn't just change the name, but they also added embellishments and things to all the trophies. So they're revamping everything. It seems like.
I understand, but to keep it a staple, I think one thing has to be original. Well, granted, the name won't change, and the name will be original. It's always going to be the NBA. That'll always be there. You know,
and the logo shape is going to stay the same. It's just not going to be that figure in the middle. I'm hearing more Kobe is going to be the new figure in the middle.
But here's the problem. I don't know. I guess, you know what I mean? What Kobe silhouette is iconic that I don't know. I guess the dribble through. I don't know.
Or the fade jumper.
Yeah. Look, man. There's nothing wrong with the corny white boy doing the simple crossover. Let's get it, yo, man. Enhance and embellish skills. It's all about skills. Skills. And you don't need nobody dunking. You don't need nobody doing any highlights. You need the corny skill set right there on. See, that's why the WNBA can't get across. They got some chick looking fly doing the extra Karl Malone layup on their jersey. No, you need somebody doing skills. Just the simple 1-2 crossovers. There's nothing wrong with the logo.
I don't think the WNBA is failing because of the logo. I don't think the logo got much to do with it.
That's your opinion.
Yeah. Did I accidentally just pour water on that? My bad. My bad. I'm serious. I didn't mean that. My bad. What else? What other nonsensical nonsense is going on out there?
Oh, they started playing.
Who's they?
The W.
Oh yes. Last weekend, as a matter of fact, there were a bunch of games. If you follow my man K. Lou, you know what I mean, in the WNBA podcast with Daniel Artest, you're gonna get all that great information every week. They are so solid. You know what I mean. I'm going to be starting walking into the WNBA more with the B-Ball Avenue stuff, but there's so many guys out there doing it right, so it's kind of I don't want to just jump in. You know what I mean? That's something I want to take my time and really build out because that's really important. Big 3 as well coming up. June 25th, I believe, is when the league starts. So, we're going to throw the hats in there real quick. Yo, side note. Did y'all see Kyrie crying on his video game the other day about how the fans was treating him? Like, dude, man, really? You know what I mean? You playing Roblox with your little cousins and them, and you crying on the microphone. Like, I don't know what's going on.
No.
You know what I mean? Wow. I mean, certain things I'm just kind of tired of right now. I'm going to be honest. I'm tired of Ben Simmons. I'm tired of James Harden. I'm tired of Kyrie Irving. Which leads me to something else, because Nikola Jokic winning MVP, I'm kind of getting tired of that. I really don't think he was the guy this year. I don't know how or who decided that Jokic needed to be the MVP when Embiid had it the whole time. I mean, end of the day, your record was not equal. Embiid was literally by himself, willing his team to the playoffs, but you still had help. You didn't have Jamal Murray, but you had other folk. You know what I mean? You can't count Michael Porter Jr. because from the time he was drafted, you knew he had a backache, and you knew that backache was going to take him out because he's never had a complete year. So, listen, you got a white center who can pass the ball, okay, great. You got a black one that can do the same thing, too.
Not supposed to say the W word.
I know you're not supposed to say the Y and the T, and you put it together.
It's the E. It's the Euro also.
No, and that was great last year. And I respect that because he was really, listen, it's not that he's not dominant. And last year, from what they say, the only reason why Embiid didn't win is because he didn't play enough games. Because he was injured. He played enough games this year. He kept his team together throughout the Ben Simmons nonsense, that happened all year where his wingman was not even on the court.
And they were a competitive team. -1.
And not to mention, he's
fighting minus
like
a major role player, man.
Right now, he's fighting like hell to keep my Sixers season alive right now.
Yeah, by himself, because Harden really ain't showing up. How did you allow Miami, knowing your boy was hurt, you knew Embiid was down? When do you, James Harden, as the superstar, step up?
Whoa.
See, that's why, because he's not anymore.
He never was. He never was. You see, everybody loosey-goosey with the superstar stuff. But remember,
he did win MVP like once or twice. That's why
I don't care about MVP. Was it the MVP season when he just choked and just dropped the ball in Houston in the playoffs?
Had Westbrook, had Chris Paul. Chris Paul got
no. I'm talking about I'm talking about the year that he literally choked and dropped the damn ball at half court against Golden State and lost the series. He literally stumbled and dropped the ball. This is James Harden.
And the thing is,
and especially this year when the refs are tightening up on the whistles, they're not giving you that no more.
Right. And he has not really adjusted well. But at the same time, we know the reason why he left Houston and went to Brooklyn in the first place was because he did not want all of the weight on his shoulders.
No,
he wanted other people.
He just wanted out of Houston.
But he also didn't want to be responsible for the losses and all of that. He wanted to be absconded a little bit. So he goes to a place where there's Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving before him. Then he gets mad after being
I honestly say the same token to Kevin Durant. He doesn't want to be anywhere where everybody's like, well, what happened, Kevin? I mean, now you have to do it.
Dude, that's fair. Because if he wanted to be at a place that needed a superstar and really could have dealt with a transformation.
No, don't say that. No, don't say that. Don't. Because I had a conversation on the internet that, people, it's an unsavory topic that, because my thing is he wouldn't have lasted as a Knick.
No, and he knows that. And
the media would have chewed him up.
That's
and he wouldn't have been able to handle the fans. You know what I'm saying?
That ridicule that Julius get, Kevin get, and you know how sensitive he is on Twitter all the time, crying about everything that somebody said.
This is
about
a dude who says what he said about having the power over parlays. That's this dude. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
he was having the power over parlays. This is Kevin Durant.
Yeah. All right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I look at
Stephen.
Because where I'm from, there's no way that Giannis Antetokounmpo was better than Kevin Durant. But if you look at the effort, Giannis Antetokounmpo is better than Kevin Durant.
Yeah. He got a heart factor that you don't see from Kevin. Say that again.
Talent will beat hard work any day of the week if that talent ain't working.
So you mean the other way around? Hard work beat talent.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, it's
affects the memory.
He's
sure brought to you by medical cannabis.
Kevin Durant looking like a Ferrari with a Civic engine, man.
Oh man, in a rag top, in an old 80s rag top on top.
Yo.
And Giannis is a goddamn
eaten, sunburnt rag top.
It made me think of Smokey. What do you say? Like a bunch of spiders having a meeting on his head.
And Giannis out here in a Crusader with a school bus engine.
Yo, for real.
in a Crescent.
Yeah.
Yo, he got an engine of a Mack truck in the body of a Maserati, just mowing folk over. Like
not even the Maserati. He got a school bus engine in a MPV.
Little Humvee there, little Humvee. With a
He
V8
just going.
engine.
He just going. Got the whole soccer team with him. We going. Side door. Vroom.
Yo, he the only cat I seen bring his brother along and actually win a chip. J.R. Smith tried to bring Chris Smith in. That ain't work.
Yeah, he tried. Hey, at least he tried it.
You know, the Grant brothers, they trying, but that ain't work. Yo, I mean, like I said, tired of certain things. And now we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we're going to come back with MG the Great talking these wonderful NBA playoffs where we're going to get even more spicy. Spicy and delicious. So we will be right back with more Candid Corner.
The movie that took 450 years of slavery and 1,000 years of British rule to finally come to a head. Jordan Peele's Get Out. And I mean, get out. Get all the way out. Get the flock out of the area. Go to another country. Matter of fact, go to the country that all the other folk left earlier to talk smack about us, and now you over there. But guess what? You don't get to have no protection. And wait, Tyler Perry gave you protection? You ain't getting to tell your story to nobody. Oprah's telling your story? Really? And Piers Morgan quit? He was the only knucklehead that was talking to smack. This sucks. Get Out by Jordan Peele.
We are back.
Yep.
So, my brother, M. Jizzle the Grizzle.
As you all know.
What's you?
Oh, God. Oh, God. As most of you may know, we are currently in the NBA playoffs in the second round. So we're looking at the matchups of Golden State and Dallas. Who else is in the West? We're looking at Golden State and
Memphis, man.
Dallas and Phoenix, Philadelphia and Miami, and Milwaukee and Boston, which is where I like to start the conversation. This series and the play of the Celtics is so nostalgic to the basketball I grew up watching. It's just very defensive and very skilled on offense. You got to make your baskets and you got to play some defense. And the Celtics and the Bucks are bringing it right now. The last game, which was a rumdinger, showed that
ladies and gentlemen.
Humdinger. It's supposed to be humdinger, but it's a rumdinger. I'm cruising.
Humdinger.
I'm cruising. Everything's about rum.
Wayne Huntsell.
Listen, last game proved something that I've been saying for the longest time. Drew Holiday is like is the best defensive point guard in the league, and he's been that for some time. And people, he's very calm about it, but he'll get in that, in
the posterior.
He'll give you a wedgie, atomic if you need it. If you're acting crazy, he'll get atomic. Moving on, staying in the East, we got Miami and Philadelphia, which Miami's pretty much handing it to Philadelphia.
Brother Jay said,
I blame it on the orbital bone of Joel Embiid because he was out a couple of games.
In the heart of James Harden.
And but James Harden, a lot of people say that he's a superstar. That is no more. He's not a superstar. He's more of a role player. And some of those games he played his role. If you look at James Harden as a role player, he did what he had to do. He won them a game. I mean,
he needed to win them
moving the offense.
He needed to win one of the first two, and he didn't.
And he did. He scored 30-something in the third game.
I don't mean to cut you off, but the other side to that is a young man has never been worth his contract, and his name is Tobias Harris, and you got to speak about that. Tobias Harris was supposed to be the third option.
He
And
was. I mean, he's
seems
been
like
playing solid. He's been playing solid, but he's
dude,
only
for like the contract that he got. He's not supposed to play solid.
But
He's
listen, you
supposed
could
to-
be saying
he's supposed to be Chris Middleton,
you could be saying the same thing about
James Harden.
Jaylen Brown, but the Celtics are producing.
No, he's actually produced pretty well. He
I
had
mean,
he had 1 or 2 off games, but he's been right there.
And I feel the same about Tobias Harris. When I watch those Sixer games in this postseason, he's actually been there. That's why they've been in some of these games. Just not because of James Harden. Tobias Harris has been there to do what he's there to do as a role player. Third option, I'm there on the wing. You need the short jump shot. You need to put back. I'm there. He's there. And he's there. And he's running cohesive with Maxey.
Maxey has stepped up, man. Maxey's good. That was a good draft for them, and he's going to be really, really solid going forward.
Yeah, the young boys.
But Embiid need more help than what he got.
Yeah, and I will say,
give Harden a whole season with Embiid. Give them some time
for a whole season.
Yeah, there still is a question too. Is he going to come back next year?
What do you mean? Why? They have an effective pick and roll to work on. You're only looking at a month worth of them being together. You have to let these teams grow together, and that's the problem. And we're looking for them.
Can they?
Yes, they can if they buy in. And Embiid is the type of player that is like, look, if you're not gonna buy in, we are okay with you just sitting on the side getting your money. We did that last year, son. So look,
but you know what?
But Embiid is the type. Hey, but listen, I see Embiid telling James Harden, look, if you don't get on your bike, and if I don't see you showing a big difference in August when we're coming back, then I'm telling coach, we got to get you out of here. I'm going to the front office and I'm telling them to get you up out of here.
That's the thing. It may not even take that because he's a free agent this offseason. So as soon as the season is over,
but who's going to pay him?
See, that's the conversation.
Who's going to take him
there,
and who's going to pay him?
Who's going to pay him? There's a lot of teams that will pay him, but there's not a lot of teams that will pay him the money he thinks he's commiserate of getting. He has to mentally either accept a serious pay cut.
No.
Hold on. Or opt into his player option for next year because he has a player option for next year.
He's going to go into the player option.
If he's a dummy, he'll go free agency, but he better.
I mean, listen.
He better
his best play.
Get that $44 million. He better sign that contract.
His best play is to be on the elliptical in the row machine right now. Go for the option and see what happens next year with the pick and roll and what the front office can come up with.
Yeah. I honestly think,
and even though I agree with what you're saying about my bad, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
you're good.
I agree with what you're saying about Tobias Harris. I still think they need to bring in a solid backup for him at least.
I mean, I think if this doesn't work next year, they need to really scrap everything. And I honestly, I don't know how old Embiid is now, but his body is almost 47.
Yeah, everybody wants a piece of the big man.
Dude, and the way he falls down and everything, like, gives all of his body, dude, that's not built to last, yo. He's got about another 2 seasons of that before he starts becoming a role player himself, I feel like. So they've got a window to get him as far as he deserves to go. But I don't know if this roster as constituted is ever going to be able to do it as long as there's Giannis's. And honestly, one of the biggest mistakes I feel like the 76ers made was choosing Tobias over Jimmy. If they had Jimmy with Embiid, honestly, those two work ethic could have already won him a chip. And they had Jimmy in the house, but they had to make a decision, Jimmy or Tobias, and they chose Tobias. And I honestly feel like that was a mistake. Not to mention,
Ben wanted to be the star role player, and he felt Jimmy was going to be in the way.
Yep. Yep. And so if you actually
the
did
process
the right
is done.
thing, Yep.
The process is done.
It's done.
And,
it's done.
It's
It's
time to
about
move
to have
on.
to start
And it's
moving
time
on.
to get into action. Heading to the West, we've
Right.
got Phoenix and Dallas, which is a very, very interesting series. I kind of thought Phoenix was gonna be able to more or less manhandle Dallas, but I did expect Dallas to have something for them, which they have, and they've made it a competitive series at 3-2 coming into tonight.
I think they win tonight, though.
Shout out to my old stomping ground.
Oh, Dallas?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, Phoenix?
Yes.
Yeah, Phoenix needs to put them away.
Shout out to Fort Huachuca.
Yeah, Phoenix needs to put them away and prove that Devin Booker is back from his Hemis.
And to give him time to rest up just in case he's not.
Yeah. And then on to the best of the second round, Golden State and Memphis, which turned out into a 39-point blowout last night.
Yeah.
Surprised the heck out of me.
These boys is battling.
Which surprised the heck out of me. Because after when I heard that Ja was out, I wrote Memphis off.
But they won 19 out of 21 games without him.
I don't care about that. It's the playoffs, and Ja had just scored 47 points. Where are they picking up that slack at?
My point with that is that they actually know how to play when he's not there. Desmond Bain stepped up. Dylan Brooks stepped up like they know.
Yeah, they know.
They've done this before. So
but listen, it's the classic playoff trope. That was good. Round of applause to you. And I know, and I know, you know what I'm saying, what Golden State was saying the whole time, especially from the moment when Draymond started jumping in with the whoop that trick. Like, yeah, nah, you got this. But y'all coming to Golden State game 6 down. It's honestly, Golden State has to put them away. If
away too. I agree.
Golden State knows if they don't put them away, they're not making it out. That's it. Right, pack it up, boys. Go back to the Bay. Stay. You know what I mean? If you don't win Game 6, it's over because them young boys ain't playing.
Yeah, you don't want to take this back to Memphis
with a little splash of slow ass Kyle Anderson. I swear this kid annoys the heck out of me. Kyle Anderson only goes to second gear, but he gets the thing done. Oh man. Oh jeez. He's like Kawhi. At least Kawhi goes to third gear. Oh,
fair. All right. So Memphis, Golden State. Who comes out of that?
I got Golden State.
Yeah.
I thought Golden State was going to sweep them. I'll put that out there. I said that I thought they were, and they didn't.
They let the last game go. That's on them. But I think they come back right and with the right state of mind for this next one.
Yeah.
Dallas, Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boston, Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. Yeah, after that last
unanimous
game.
Bucks.
Yeah.
Okay, Lou, I'm sorry. Miami, Philly.
Yeah, Miami.
I'm hoping Philly, but the way it's looking, it ain't looking good for the home squad. I'm not giving up. There's still 10 minutes left in the fourth.
Right on. All right, so say for example, Miami does pull out. Miami or Milwaukee. Eastern. All right. Or better question. Who comes out of the East? Who?
Out of the East? Who you saying if Miami loses?
No. Who do you think
win
is coming out of the East?
Milwaukee.
Okay. MG.
Yeah, Milwaukee.
I think it's going to be Milwaukee, Miami, and I do think even without Chris Middleton, they've figured out how to win without Chris Middleton, which is very dangerous. And they're playing a stronger defensive team in Boston right now than they will be playing in Miami. So I do think the Bucks come out of that. Who's coming out of the West to meet the Bucks in the finals? You know we got the Bucks challenging to repeat, right? Which is an oddity. Just FYI.
Yeah, I'm going with Phoenix.
Rematch of last year. I love it. I love it. You know what? I love it so much. I will agree with you. I think the Suns beat Golden State.
I'm gonna go ahead and ride with my mom Dukes and say Golden State, man.
Ready? Okay. So let's do one last one before we change segments. So you have MG, you have Golden State, Milwaukee. Who wins? Who's winning the title this year?
I'm going with Golden State. I'm still gonna run with Golden State right now.
Okay. Lil, you've got Suns Bucks. A rematch of last year. Who wins this year?
Bucks.
Wow, Bucks repeating. Wow. So we got Golden State, we got Bucks repeating, and we have Suns winning their first championship. Because the Suns will beat the Bucks this year when they meet. Ain't no way Devin Booker is going to allow them to beat him again. I believe that man has the moxie, and I believe quietly Bohemian Ayton feels exactly the same way. And he knows. He bet on himself for his contract year. If he can bring a championship back to Phoenix, it is a blank check. I'm going Suns. And ladies and gentlemen, that was the funky fresh NBA playoffs. And we're going to talk the next round next week and see how badly we were wrong or how cool we were right. Hey, and just as a side note, MG the great job. You're earning your last name like a big dog. That was fire. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, let me end off 2 words. Klay Thompson.
You know what's really sad? I was about to go to commercial break, and then I thought about something. I hear you're Klay Thompson, and I will raise you a Phil Jackson. What do y'all think about his comments about trading LeBron? Real quick, give me a 30-second snap. Lou, go. Is that a good thing or a bad thing for the Lakers organization?
I would say I wouldn't say so much a good or a bad thing, but I don't think that's the main focus of why they need to, come together as a team to perform better.
I mean, they're cash strapped. There's really no moves they can make in the offseason. They've got heavy laden contracts. It didn't work with the Westbrook AD situation. Westbrook is saying he's coming back, so he's opting into his contract. So they're there. If they want to have a better year than they did this year, do you think they need to make a trade or something? Or just stick with this and think that it'll work better next year with a new coach?
Yeah, I think they might try to give it another go to see if they gel more as a team.
You think that's the best move for them?
Well, if it becomes the finances, no, they'd have to get rid of the cash cow. But if you really want to see if your investment is going to work for you, I would say go another season, see how it works out.
That's fair. What do you think about the situation, MG?
It's laughable. Why would you? Where does LeBron want to go? First, where does your GM want to go?
Hold on. Time out. Okay, so I hear you already. You're broaching this from LeBron's standpoint. I'm asking
I'm not.
Organizational standpoint.
I'm not asking from LeBron's standpoint.
Okay.
And that's where you're missing it. Because from the organization, it isn't about, okay, we got LeBron. Who am I going to get? No, but who's going to trade for LeBron? Who are you going to go on the market and say, give me that person for LeBron? Who's going to do that?
I mean, dude, there's an assortment of draft picks and combinations that folk will be dying to give up for LeBron.
For LeBron?
Yeah. Even at 37, there's a bunch of teams
what
out
franchise?
there willing
What
to give
franchise right now? But now, as the Lakers organization, you have to say, what franchise do I want? What franchise's future do I want? Who's the Cleveland Browns?
But they have
2004.
If you put up Tom Brady for sale, you gonna get a whole lot of great offers. You put up LeBron for sale. I'll put it like this. In my humble opinion, if you put up Westbrook for sale, you get nothing. Yeah. If you put up AD for sale, you get nothing. The best option you have.
You put anybody up in this NBA. You put anybody up in this NBA.
Nah,
you're not gonna get anything.
Nah, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
I honestly, but who? There's no movable piece. You got a fantastic Bradley Beal, who obviously is out there, but
okay, so
there's nothing moving.
We have to have superstars to win, or do they need just a squared away team?
They need a squared away team, but is the team can the team afford to believe that adding them at the $30 million a year is gonna square them away?
Hmm?
Or has these people already been signed at $30 million and they're just pieces? So now we're just taking.
What? Go ahead.
It's a bunch of pieces with max contracts. That's what the problem is. It's a bunch of pieces with max contracts, and then you're looking at a potential problem solver because LeBron's gonna go wherever and turn up. Now, I say, as the Lakers organization, it's where does LeBron want to go? Because now that sweetens your deal. That turns it over to
no trade contract. I didn't think he did on this contract.
Of course he does.
I'm not
LeBron
sure. I'm not on this contract. I'm not sure. I know he had him on others in the past, but I believe I read where he did not have a no trade clause this time.
It's probably it's no reason for him to have that, and that's probably why he got so much bread, because he probably waived the no trade
clause.
He probably waived it at this age, and that's the reason why Phil Jackson is comfortable with having this conversation in public.
That's what I mean. I think it's a viable option, and we know that Phil Jackson is an advisor for them now.
So now it's the Lakers organization hedging their bets. Yo, LeBron, you want to go back home?
He wants to go to Cleveland because he got all the hot sauce over there.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a bunch of young boys over there ready to run.
That's what I mean. I think he actually slows that down. But that's a whole nother conversation because we definitely got a couple more things to get to before the night is over. But it looks like just even here, there's a lot of contention in what Phil Jackson said. So that was very interesting.
I don't know. I'm not trading LeBron because I'm still stuck with Westbrook. And I don't know what he about.
But you can't move him because
I don't know what he about. And Anthony Davis can't play 40 games. So
40
games. What's up?
You can't play a whole half a year.
What's up? Not even half a season. He can play 40 games.
He can't give you a half a season, yo. So again, that's why I say the best option is to try to find a new home for LeBron so that you can get in some other assets and at least be in play. Maybe you could package Russell Westbrook with the LeBron trade, get all of that cap off, and really restart. You may not be winning the championship this year, but you might set yourself up for 2 years to be viable again.
Who but the Knicks is doing that?
Philly did it. Milwaukee was built that way. I mean, again, that's the way it is. Even Miami did it. So,
I don't even think.
I think it works. I think
Cleveland ownership ain't even going for that. All right,
listen. You know what? I know I sound crazy saying Oklahoma City. LeBron will ever want to go to Oklahoma City. But if it's not up to LeBron, I'm sending you to Oklahoma City. Because they got a lot of fire assets that I could rebuild my whole daggone team off in the next 2 years. Shoot. I'm just saying, if the offer is right, I'm listening. If the offer is wrong, no thank you. But if the offer is right, I'm listening.
The only way I'm sending LeBron to LA for Kawhi. Fuck.
I mean, 1-for-1 with that might actually work.
I
think Russ would play better with Kawhi. Honestly, I think Russ may play better with Kawhi.
I think from
that makes sense to me a little bit.
Just a media perspective, the Lakers are not willing to let go of LeBron, who's pretty much the face of the league right now.
Yeah, but that would be a detriment if that's the only reason why they're not letting him go. If they're really not looking at their roster construction because of the media, to me, that's a scary precedent. Because you're going to be lousy for the next 4 or 5 years worrying about what the media think of what you're doing.
But that's the Lakers,
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
that's the Lakers. There's no reason for them not to play out these players' contracts. They got 18 fucking championships. Play out these players.
They're the Yankees of the NBA, bro. They
no.
They don't like this. They are not happy right now. They want to win. They want Showtime again.
Nobody trying to hear that.
Kobe.
But you acting like that's not going. Like people still ain't going to be showing up. Like it's the Forum.
I've literally heard people
that thing's
have
still
stopped
selling
watching
out.
This team since LeBron came on. To be honest, I've heard that.
Yeah, some people, but more people, younger people, where it's more of them. Where if it's one old Laker fan, it's 3 young Laker fans coming in. Like, oh, LeBron.
But guess what? The minute he leaves on his own, they won't be Laker fans no more either. So they don't matter.
Yeah, but then you get
they looking for folk that are sticking around.
Get your
real Laker fans. They ain't worried about these, fair weathers. These multiple colored sliced up jerseys because their favorite player goes anywhere he wants to go.
We ain't gonna talk about them.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we already preempted to the commercial, so we're gonna hit it now, and we're gonna come back with some more Candid Corner.
Yeah, stay tuned, yo.
And another thing.
Out now. Sears High Waisters. Your pelvis will love them. Now with new armpit sweat pads. Want a stronger, more breathable, nut-huggier fabric? Sears High-Waisted Pants. Try them out today, only $19.99. You look good with your high-waisted tight pants on. Yeah.
Yes, with your high-waisted pants on.
Yeah.
Just letting you know how's it hanging.
Quite well, thank you. Quite well.
Actually, they won't be hanging at all. They'll be nice and snug.
Nice and noosed.
All right, y'all. It's TV and movie time. All right, listen. We were going to jump into the wonderful talking of the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And we might still. I'm going to drop a little video at the end of the show so that Lou can, log off and not hear it because he
I was about to say, is this time for me?
No, not time yet. Not time yet. I'm going to be nice. Who saw Moon Knight? None of y'all saw Moon Knight?
It's
You know I did.
Yeah, and I liked it. It caused a lot of conversation between me and my wife between the episodes because it was basically what we discussed. It turned out to be just that. It was like, why does this seem like an Indiana Jones meets the Mummy type fantasy Egypt? And then
there you go.
And then the way it panned out, it was just like, that is why.
It is.
And then everything, came together like butt cheeks.
It came together like butt cheeks. Wow. Yo, okay. Big shouts first and foremost to my man Oscar because he played this multiple personality jump off to the nines, man. I mean, wow. I mean, with the different accents and everything, mannerisms, the way he held his body and all. I mean, dude, Mark and Steven were 2 different friggin' people.
My guy showed he got range.
Yo, I mean, listen, Oscar been on fire. It was like Poe Dameron set him off Like that. Remember Mission Impossible back in the day when they sparked the flame and then you see the thing ignite and go all the way to the bomb at the end? Poe Dameron was the spark, and now you're seeing the rest of this fire that he's doing because he was firing Dune. I mean, he has that mob joint. Oh, I forgot the name of it with the hijacking trucks and stuff. Oh my god!
Was that 1981? What was it?
I think it was based in 1981. Yeah.
Yeah, something.
A Good Day to Die or something like that. Something like that. Okay. I feel bad because I just had it in my head a little while ago and now it's gone.
Yeah.
Alcohol was a hell of a drug. No.
He's a great actor.
No, but he definitely is. He definitely deserves his flowers. My only knock or contention, really.
Apocalypse? What? Oh, I thought you was gonna say.
Well, see, okay, but no. I'm only mad that we got to see Jake Lockley at the very end.
Yeah, that was some BS.
See, that was about my only contention because all three are alter egos for Moon Knight in his comic.
Okay.
And they said they're not doing a season 2. Which
that's lies. They have to.
Exactly. The way they ended it because Stephen Grant is now the millionaire at the end.
The problem is
he always
or is the season 2 going to be a feature film?
I'm sorry, I gotta get violent. The problem is now you gotta pay Oscar Isaac 3 times because he's that fucking good.
Well, I guess they got the capital because they got rid of Iron Man, huh?
Yeah, right.
You got to pay him 3 times because he's just that good.
No,
and maybe even a 4th time because as Moon Knight, and then as Mr. Knight, that's a 5th time, and then I believe because you see, because I was watching some stuff. Did you
break it down?
At the end, you got to go back to the last episode, like when it when they showing the costume go on. There's a moment where it's like a mummy costume before the clean Moon Knight costume, and I think that's just Jake Lockley costume. He out here looking like Mum-Ra running around in the streets.
Yo, that's what I was thinking.
Yo, he out here on his Mum-Ra.
Crossover type.
Like. Yeah, so
there's people watching this right now like, what the fuck is wrong with them?
Then there's some people laughing they behind.
Yes, they are.
But it was a very they gotta come with season 2, and they gotta tie them into the Midnight Suns. Like you leading us down this path. I was about to
lead into that, but you gotta realize they've introduced all but Ghost Rider, unless they make Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. canon, then they've got Ghost Rider already built in.
They've already added it to the Disney Plus roster.
Well,
now, no, wait, no. All right, so this is my wish that this MCU phase is Secret Wars, and throughout this phase, you start bringing in your Charlie Cox, and you bringing in.
That's what I was leading up to the Secret Wars.
You're bringing in Punisher, and you're bringing in, and you're bringing in the Sonyverse, and you're bringing all that in to have one mega event.
Well, you
squash, but listen, you bringing in all these characters from everywhere. Squash everything in like 5 to 8 years, and now you got a new timeline where it's just one universe, where it's just one steady universe where everybody's just boom over multiple properties, and I'm talking about over Disney, Sony,
see, that's
and
the problem.
You may even have Warner in there somewhere.
all of those contracts and stuff is going to be wild difficult for the MCU to pull off, though.
No, it's not, because you
That's just
see,
so
it was
far.
difficult. It was difficult before because nobody could gauge how much money you're gonna make. Now they know. They know. And you already have it going with Sony and Disney doing it. Sony, Disney, Marvel, you got that conglomerate trying to figure out something right
No,
now.
you
Right,
got to
it's a
remember
great
they're
unifier.
only sharing the Spider-Man property.
That's for now. But
I don't
remember,
know if they're
before they
gonna
weren't
end up.
sharing nothing. Before, remember, it's steps. Before they weren't sharing anything. And now when you bring in somebody like the Fantastic Four, who I hope, but oh damn,
Well,
never mind.
remember, Fox is out on them, so that's just MCU's now for real. Same with the mutants. That's all MCU again. That's their properties. Nobody else owns those.
And
That's why they're bringing in Submariner now in the Wakanda
and
Forever.
and they're still gonna let the properties out to make the Spider-Man stories cohesive.
Yeah, and I word is
I don't
born.
know if MCU was really rocking with Spider-Man as much anymore. I think that's going back to Sony now.
Then they're gonna add Mobius to it. Or
No,
Morbius.
Well,
no.
Morbius is already
MCU is
Sony.
gonna do Miles Morales. MCU is
Right.
moving away from Peter Parker. There's
That's
no
what I'm
reason to go.
saying.
There's no reason
Yeah,
to
'cause they
be
recreated
fucking
Peter so many times.
no. There's no reason to be DC. Why are we gonna
Right.
be? Why are we gonna keep reintroducing you to Batman and Superman
Right. So
when we
let
got a
let
whole nother
Sony have
Spider-Man fleshed out?
Spider-Man. Because Andrew, was it not Andrew? Tom Holland said that was the last one, so he's not coming back as Spider-Man. So let MCU let Spider-Man go. It's done. And now, if you want a new Spider-Man, like you said, Miles Morales, and that way, Sony can keep their Peter Parker and do their Sinister Six universe, which they're doing, and keep all of that there. And MCU can keep it moving, but now with Miles Morales as its own property, and I think that makes the absolute most sense.
Yeah,
Because they're setting up Young Avengers, so
New Avengers, Young Avengers, Fantastic
Champions.
Four, and Mutants are going to be the four properties, and then they have this supernatural side that they're building out with the Ebony Blade and the Black Knight, Blade, Frank Castle, Daredevil, Moon Knight. You know what I mean? And I believe Ghost Rider. So that's gonna be like the MCU's version of Justice League Dark.
and they're expanding space too.
Yeah,
Because
and
what's his
because they
face is
brought in the
coming.
Illuminati. Will you mind want to close your ears?
What's his face? Because what's his face is coming. Oh, I can't remember his damn name. Not only Adam,
Oh, you talk about Nova.
Nova. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nova's
Nova's
coming.
coming. Adam Warlock is coming. Yep.
Oh, look, you ain't had to leave yet, but since you left.
I mean, and that honestly was introduced in the Eternals as to where the other Titans and stuff are and things of that sort. But, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Lewis has dipped out because I have a clip that I'm going to air for you wonderful people to end out the show that has nothing but spoilers for Doctor Strange. So if you have not seen it, I suggest you do like Mr. Lewis and just come back to this episode after you've seen it. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, MG and I, we hanging out for this because we've seen it. So, enjoy. Yo, what is up, people? I'm being real. I'm recording this on Sunday, May 8th, but I'm not going to release it for at least probably midweek or Friday. Actually, I might release it on the Candid Corner show on Thursday, because I'm literally about to drop all spoilers. I am not containing shite. Dude. MCU out the park. Did it again. Did it again and again and again and again and again and again and again. And I'm referring to Doctor Strange in the Multitude of Madness.
our season, though.
Now, I'm going to say this first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen. They pulled a fast, like the other day. I saw an article where Kevin Feige was like, they let off too much information in the trailers. And I was like, oh, it's going to be one of those. Then I saw it. You lying. Boy, those trailers were set up perfectly. Gave you glimpses of stuff that you had absolutely no idea how it was going to come about, how it was going to translate, any of that. And I am really, 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 really glad that they kept to their comic book fanboy, nerdom, whatever you want to call it. They kept it to that instead of trying to make some splashy, super just plain over affected kind of, joint. Which, not to say that they have done, but you know what I mean? Especially I'm going to pull back for a second. Because again, they knocked it out of the park with Shang-Chi. And in my humble opinion, they knocked it out of the park with Eternals. But I am familiar with Eternals, and I know how hard it is to tell that specific comic book story. And it doesn't translate very well. So I think they did a great job with what they had with it. But you have to realize there are a couple of very difficult stories to tell in the MCU. Inhumans is a totally another one. Because of the Terrigen mist and all that, it's a lot different than just mutants that just woke up one day and was born with these abilities. You know what I mean? You literally have to go through this process. And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did a pretty good job, in my opinion, of bringing that out. The Inhuman show itself, unfortunately, wasn't the strongest show in the world. You know what I mean? But again, the Inhumans animated feature they created out of Marvel was boring as heck. It just was. It was wild boring. So I get it. Certain stories are hard to tell. And I'm actually impressed that they still try to go and tell those stories. You know what I mean? And so that brings me to WandaVision. Man. WandaVision, I will say, you don't have to see WandaVision to see this movie, but it helps so greatly. And quiet as kept, reading House of M helps also. Because just because you got super duper powers doesn't necessarily mean you're a hero. And if you read House of M, you would understand just how fragile Scarlet Witch's mentals really are. She is mentally very fragile. And the children with vision and all of that, I'm glad WandaVision put that in from House of M because that is literally her motivation. And it's also the thing that drove her crazy in the comic books. And then the fact that realizing that she killed Vision, in the comics. So again, all of that, the way all of that played, and I'm just talking about Wanda. I haven't talked about anything else yet but Wanda. So, the trailers kind of set it up like she was helping. And she was not helping. She was the villain. And boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh. So, another very popular but not very well-known comic was a team-up collaborative called the Illuminati, which featured members like Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Namor. It was very, very intricate kind of thing that they would solve the problems of like the universe that no one else could solve kind of thing. So so in this 813 universe, it's the Illuminati who stops Thanos, not the Avengers. Because apparently not every universe has an Avengers, and we learned that from Spider-Man. So that was also very, very, very interesting. So
again, as it plays out, you realize why Baron Mordo is the Sorcerer Supreme and not Stephen Strange in that universe. As where we already know why Wang is the Sorcerer Supreme in this one, which is now officially labeled 616. So that's very, very cool for those who understand and know the 616. So as you watch it, man, you know what I mean? You will see Illuminati. You will see. There's members of the Illuminati. I mean, I know that the speculative videos out there and all that. I want to confirm. You know what? I said I was going to do a spoiler, so there it is. And just like that, I'm not going to do the spoiler, because Mr. Lewis, who's in his phone right now, hasn't seen it. And I really want I want his opinion on what he sees after it. So I decided to actually stop that jump off just so that I don't spoil it for Mr. Lewis. And so next week we can have a great conversation about it, because honestly, dude, and I know Mike, I know you saw it, so I know you were down to get into this conversation about it because it was ridiculous fire. But I want to give my other colleague a chance to really see it first. But I think I gave enough spoilers that you will definitely want to check it out and see what the heck. Because, dude, man. I've said enough. Mike. Oh, the microphone. Pardon self. All right.
It was very entertaining.
There we go. It was though, right?
I've been watching it on I've been streaming it since I went and saw it. And I've been streaming it because I'm just that type of
Oh, you want to see it again so you can catch
I gotta
stuff
do the
you
deep
missed.
I gotta do the deep dive, you
Good
know what I'm
job.
saying?
Good job.
So I'm just trying to align it up with the other MCU movies. And entertainment wise, it's a 12. It's a 12 entertainment wise. I haven't done a deep dig to see where it lies continuity wise.
Right.
But you won't know that until you have hindsight. You know what I mean?
Fair.
So,
but as it's laying down right now, it follows behind what happened with No Way Home really well.
Okay.
And no, not to you.
Yes. In a tribute to what your conversation was previously, to where Sonyverse is their own thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because essentially, and now that we're in this conversation, essentially, yeah, like they can just move on from Peter Parker, but they know there's Spider-Man out there.
Right. Now
they know Spider-Man. It just, what the fuck is Peter Parker?
Right. So that makes a great entrance for Miles Morales, because they just know Spider-Man. So that works. Now, I think what was also very kind of low-key and very heartwarming but cool at the same time and not over the top was, I don't want to say Ward, but it felt like Spider-Man looked to Doctor Strange like he used to look to Iron Man. So it had that almost sidekick feel to it without having you been beat over the head like, oh, Doctor Strange has a sidekick. Now you get to this movie and America Chavez is the next Peter Parker in that, youth needing a mentor vibe. And like when you saw it end, you got the little wink, wink, and you had that little feel like it was Tony Stark and Peter Parker, except it was
No,
Doctor Strange and America Chavez. That's how I felt,
no.
especially with her being in the chamber learning the thing and with the sling blade and all that.
Yeah, but I don't see, because he already has that organic relationship with Wong. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
but
With,
not as
but
an
listen,
older person mentoring a youth. That's more of where I was talking about.
but I know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Because
But
Wong ain't the youth, and Wong is like the man now.
nah, he is. Well, nah, but Strange is still the youth. He hasn't been doing magic for that long. As far as, yes, Strange knows a lot because he has that eidetic memory. You know what I'm saying? And there's
I mean,
something
it's
a
interesting
little
point.
bit
Is what I meant. I didn't mean
there's
from my
something
eyes.
attributed to Strange. You know what I'm saying? Like there's something magical about him. There's something extra that they'll develop along the line. But you know what I'm saying? Wong is that mentor because Mortal didn't do it, and uh, uh, um, what's her face? The ancient one didn't do. She's gone.
Well, she taught him, but yeah,
And
she's
when
not
he
a mentor.
snapped, Wong picked it up like
But
he's supposed to.
I hear you, but I don't really see Wong as his mentor. I see them
No,
as
you're not
friends.
supposed. You're not supposed to.
Mentors, you kind of always notice are mentors, though.
You're not supposed to. But damn, well. I don't even know you like that, Lou. But at the end, you see what I'm saying?
But that's not a mentor, though.
That's you just saying that to have
No,
this conversation. But
no, I don't know. No.
he
I honestly
listen.
feel
He
like a
told
mentor
him,
teaches someone younger or an apprentice.
right? And Wong schooled him when he got there. Was nothing. There was no information that Wong was there, and he.
Hi, sir. My name is Carolina Fernandez.
Is
I am
that Lou?
calling you from the Microsoft.
Hey, Lou. Your
I
phone
call you
might
from
be
the
on the
Microsoft.
speaker, fam. So.
Who are you?
I'm a ghost. I'm a ghost. Don't call me an idiot.
What is happening?
Tell me your name. Tell me
Who
your
is
name.
that?
My name is
Whose
Ghost.
name? What is happening?
Mr. Sebastian.
I don't understand. What's my name? Tell me my name.
You know your name. You must know your.
Okay.
Had y'all there for a minute. Then
This just went off the rails just now. Just now. Okay, so Doctor Strange is being ordered by. Then we had some Chinese lady ordering pork fried rice from a Latin place.
from Dante.
Right on. That was odd. But it is well past our bedtime. All right. So next week we'll finish this Doctor Strange conversation. We'll
Yes.
get into the entire Phase 5 as far as the movies and the TV, so that we can kind of figure out where they're leading all of this up to. Maybe we can project 3-4 years out and see where this all culminates.
Yeah.
And in the meantime and in between time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much once again for hanging out with us.
Absolutely.
It's your main man, Coach File.
It's that dude, Mr. Lewis.
It's your boy MG.
The great,
great.
with a fly behind sneaker collection in his background. Your wall is fire, sir.
Listen,
Yeah.
man, when y'all ready to have that conversation, like just let me know, man.
All right.
got, and I wear my pairs. I'm not one of those people who just, you know what I'm saying? I wear my
Sneakerhead
pairs.
official in the building. No jokes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all once again. We'll see you all next week.
Yes, yes.
And continue to follow, continue to tell you all of your good friends and everybody about the Candid.
Like, subscribe, follow, share, go to the site, buy some merch.
Don't forget to tell your mama.
Tell your mama.
Welcome to the Candid Corner. This is the show that talks smack about everything from sports to movies to TV shows to music, and we most definitely rap hip-hop right here. Your hosts, Coach Fa, Mr. Lewis, and MG the Great, bring it real straight to your